Let's see. We have anybody reply? Well, we have so many messages. Oh, we have A and B. Maheshwari. Okay, you have done something. Tania, you have hired someone. Pooja, A and B. Rika, nothing. Bhakti, B. C, C, C. Many B and C. And can I ask, Alan, can you turn on your camera and share what have you done on your own brand, Alan Hosan?
Are you talking to me? My camera is
Yes,
turned on.
yes, yes, yes. You.
Yeah, so I didn't get your question. My camera is turned on.
Uh-huh.
You
No,
can't see me?
I mean, can you share what have you done? Because you chose that you have done
Oh, I
something on your
chose B.
brand.
Yeah, so ever since I got into the coaching space, I understood that it is about my own person who's going to be out there, and I'm the product actually, right? So I come from a marketing background, which means that I have to define what I stand for, what the purpose
Yeah,
and mission is for myself. And
yeah.
so a lot of usage of social media in terms of building that authenticity. For example, my LinkedIn post, for example, how I
Mm,
connect with people, for example, how I show up in my WhatsApp groups, in the groups that I have, for example, my university group or my school groups and so on. So,
mm.
and create really taking that persona forward in every interaction that I do. So I've been very conscious of how I actually show up in my online and offline interactions,
Mm,
and being authentic around it, of course.
mm. Ah, okay, okay. Then have you encountered any difficulty in that process or so far?
Yeah, of course. I mean, this is all in my it's all coming from my own experience, right? But um, I've not been able to, for example, really I mean, from a branding perspective, it should result in sales, for example. So that is still yet to come. So I've not worked with a personal branding guru, so to say. So the purpose of the identity that I have is not there's work to be done. So I need external help, for example. That's why I'm here.
Ah,
Uh,
thank
but
you for
at the
joining.
same time, yeah, but at the same time, I think it's a longer, slower process, which I understand because from a marketing perspective, any brand takes a lot of time to actually build and create that identity. So what I do is at the same time, I keep developing myself and creating those opportunities that other people can relate to. So what I'd call unique selling propositions from a marketing perspective or brand
Mm.
assets. So I keep developing them and I keep building those up. So now I see some of those results coming in, churning out, and connections being built.
Connections is very, very important when we build our own brand and presence. I think, Prashad, you raised your hand. You want to share anything?
Yeah, Tracy. So I am using LinkedIn, uh,
Yeah.
posting on LinkedIn, connecting with people.
Mm.
That is what at present I am doing. So I hope your session will add more value for my tactics
Ah,
and strategies.
okay. Well, in fact, we have lots of work with clients on LinkedIn, and we may not have enough time to go over LinkedIn 100% today, but then I'll mention a little tips and tricks later there. Maheshwari, anything you want to say? I saw you raise your hand.
Uh, so I wanted to share, when it comes to personal brand also, of course, I've been posting on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
I had been writing blogs, for say, and also, on the WhatsApp groups as well. When somebody reaches out, hey, I need help in doing this particular session. Anybody can help me, or
Yeah.
any resources or the tools that it's also adds to your personal brand. Okay,
Mm.
that's something. One, it's about supporting others. It's not,
Exactly.
yes, it's about your knowledge. It's about your work, um, which spreads the word among people.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
Hmm.
It's and that is why I'm here to with you all today,
Yes.
right? It's about connections, it's about helping each other, and of course, there will be some sort of work from time to time. But then I think, from ideas exchange, I highly recommend you all to bounce ideas of particularly, just grab a coffee and then, share your experiences later. So for today, let me go over quickly. I see someone still choose C, right? You have never done anything. So today is particularly for you to start thinking about how to build your brand. And before I start, let me just quickly introduce myself. I have been doing personal branding, image consulting, executive presence coaching since 2016. And my company is called Frame and Fame. And I got to know Jaya and the coaching circle, I think in 2020 when my second daughter was born, and then I had a coaching course with Jaya, and then I wanted strengthen my coaching skills, so that is how I got connected to Jaya. But today is not about me, all right? I want to focus is on you. What do you want to get out of this workshop? Please, start typing in case you want specifically anything you want to talk, discuss, or questions. Don't hesitate, all right? We will try to address when we go. So try to type it in your chat box. What do you expect to get out of today's workshop? Anything I can help you with? And I saw, someone is at outside and say, let's connect on LinkedIn. Definitely. I think you guys have my LinkedIn. If not, later I can share with you my LinkedIn code. But please let me know if we can help you solve some burning questions on personal branding today, or we can also connect and then discuss and chat more later. Today, I want to focus more on a few things just to introduce what personal branding to me is. It's basically how to be seen, be heard, and be known. Please feel free to raise any questions anytime. You can raise your hand. You can, literally turn on your mic, because I may be just focusing on my slides. So then let's make this as interactive as possible. Before I start, let me start a very warm-up question. In front of you, you have one G-Shock, one Rolex. All right? You have seen these two watches before, my guess, or the brand. Which one is a better watch? Which one has a better brand?
Rolex.
Rolex?
Yeah.
Hands
In
down.
terms of better brand, it's Rolex. In terms of better watch, I mean, they could be equally good, right?
Yeah. Okay. Anybody else have different
Uh,
thoughts?
I think
So
it's
can
the
I share?
segment. It's the segment that they reach out to. Rolex has branded themselves as more premium,
Yeah.
very exclusive. G-Shock again in the same category, but not as much compared to Rolex. So it's the audience that they cater to and the position that they have created for themselves.
Mm.
Um,
Excellent. Except for Ritu. Ritu speaks
Tracy?
my mind. Yes?
Okay, so Maheshwari again.
Yep.
So of course, I agree to every pointer which is mentioned by my fellow coaches. It's about also what kind of image I want to create in minds of others.
Yes, definitely.
Mm.
Thank you, Maheshwari and Ritu. Exactly, you speak my mind. But I can guarantee you, we hold hundreds of workshops so far, or trainings. 100% every time I ask this question, more people would say Rolex has a better brand, all right? But then, in fact, what I want to tell you is that branding does not start from pricing, okay? Particularly from a coaching perspective, we have different coaching journey. I'm sure we don't charge the same rate together, all right? Some may be, some may charge 50 USD, some may charge, 20 USD, some may charge 100 USD or even more. Does that mean that the 100 USD coach has a better brand than the 50 USD coach? No, all right? The pricing does not put an equal sign to a better brand. But a better branding essentially is about how you position yourself, like what Rishi and Maheshwari mentioned. It's about how you connect with others, how you position yourself so that you get known, people like you, people follow you, people, want to coach with you. That's why when it comes to personal branding, we must think about what are we doing? How are we saying? What's our positioning? Okay. By positioning, You also need to know what others are doing. All right. Say there are lots of coaching practices. May I know who is life coach here? You can do a thumbs up. If you are business coach, you have a smiling face. If you have a entrepreneur coach, you can have a heart. You have a health and other coaching, you can have a hands thumbs, okay, or hands up. So let's see. Oh, we have some heart. So then Ruchika and Pooja are the what I said health coaching. And then we have business coach, we have life coaches. Anybody else life coaches? I think we have a lot of life coaches here. Am I correct? So then, there are lots of different coaching practices. How can we differentiate yourself? Is the branding essential? Now, my question to you again, just now you told me you mainly use LinkedIn. Let's have a show of hands. If type in your chat box, if you use LinkedIn primarily, you can use A, you can B, Facebook, Instagram, C, WeChat, D, E, Twitter, Medium, F, and Telecom, G. Or if you use everything, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, all right? You can type as many as you do in the chat box so we can see what are you guys, working on. So then we see idea to improve my brand message. Okay, thank you so much for all the dynamic information here. And then transition from career transitioning, how to define your brand, and then Rolex, popular. Okay, I'm checking the chat box. ACF, ABCF. So LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and Medium. How are you guys finding Medium as a platform? Do you like it for content sharing purpose? Primarily, I see many people use A, C, and G. Interesting. Tanya, do you like Talium to brand yourself? What are you doing with Telegram? You want to share further? Never heard of Medium. Medium is it's actually now owned by Google. So then you can post your blog there. Lots of content. It started from more like a writing sharing platform, but since Google acquired, it's now become a global blogging phase. So it's overtook a lot other blogging platforms. So then thank you very much for your sharing, right? If later you guys can share what are you doing with these platforms, that would be great. I would love to hear particularly in Telegram, how our coaching practices people can get better brand on Telegram. This is a lot of debate there. So let's look at here. When it comes to personal branding, all right, what's the most challenging thing for you? Can you share a little bit? You find it very hard to, articulate yourself, your belief, your values, or you don't know how to mention it together to others, all right? Or how to develop a strategy to boost your brand, how to evaluate your posts. Are they really reflecting your brand? What are the tools? What do you want? What is the overwhelming or hard thing for you? You can type in the chat box so then we can all, share some thoughts together. All right. If you are just dialing in, I asked 2 questions just now. What are the top platforms they're using to build your brand? Okay. We talk about LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Medium, Telegram, and WeChat. Then here we also talk about what's the difficulty for you to build your brand. I assume coaches are very, very communicative. So then you would have known, you know what your values are, your purposes, because that is our coaching practice force us to do, correct? And then we are a group of people who are good at articulate our uniqueness as well, my understanding. But what I see, what I guess as well, primarily would be C and D. Do we need a strategy? Someone says, do we need a strategy at all? I have my own LinkedIn account. Is that enough? So how to build a strategy, how to create a post that really relate to your brand, that like what many of you have said, you need to connect to people. That's important, all right? And then we'll come back to that later. Thank you for the sharing. First of all, I want to, define what personal branding do not represent, okay? Someone would say, hey, I don't need my personal brand. I don't need to sales. I don't need to, I'm not an influencer or key opinion leader KOL. In fact, personal branding it's not really 100% related to personal branding, okay? I would say that whoever are influencers, they leverage on their personal brand to make sales, but it does not mean only KOL has personal brand. We all has a personal brand. Like I will tell my clients, do you have a face? Do you want to be liked? You know, if you have a face, you have a brand, people have an impression on you. And then it does not mean that only the senior executives, only the famous people, only the top coaches deserve to have a brand, all right? Everybody has a brand, regardless you like it or not. So it's time for us to take control of it, and it shouldn't be top down. In coaching practice, we usually work for ourselves, all right? So then you don't need to wait for your bosses. But if you are part of a coaching company or a bigger group, then you don't need to follow your company instructions, all right? There can be some colors, you know, something to do it together, but you should build your own brand and then never ever be top down. And it wouldn't be over control. Many people say, hey, I don't want to build my brand because it's tiring. I don't know how to stop it. And it's not that, you know, 24 hours times 7. Of course, you should manage it regularly, daily, consistently, but then it's not our control. It's about how you manage your brand, position yourself with your audience only, not to the whole world, all right? And then bear with me, if you do not have any social media presence, all right? Of course, I've seen that you guys mentioned most of you are using LinkedIn and Instagram, but I repeat here, even if you do not have social media posts, you can also run a perfect brand for yourself. It depends where your audience are located. Maybe they're not online, so why you bother to online, okay? Maybe you just need to grab coffee with them and then they make sales. But of course, personal branding is not self-selling, all right? It's about how do we say, tell consistently our story, so then people come to listen to you, follow us, and we will have an influence on them, okay? That's why it's very important for us to really shape our brand, regardless you like it or not. Please think about, hey, there are just thousands of life coaches out there. There are even more, maybe business coaches out there. Why am I connecting? Why am I doing this? How can I connect to my audience? What makes me different? Ask yourself these 3 basic questions. Then you will be able to articulate it. And then together today, I hope we can give you some tips to articulate better. Before, let's align. Personal branding is about self-differentiation, okay? It's not about, hey, I'm good, I'm great, I'm the best. Imagine if I'm saying, hey, I'm Tracy, I'm the best coaches in the world. I'm the best in personal branding person in the world. Would you trust me? It's not like that, all right? So let's try to make sure, think about what is my self-differentiator? What am I doing differently, all right? Say for us, I don't only do coaching, we have image consulting, we have etiquette, we have communications coaching, we have, content creation, we have lots of things. So we differentiate ourselves through working with clients on multiple fronts. So then they know we are partnering with them. We don't only throw content to them. Make sense? And then it's also about how you get to be known. All right. Now you have a face, you want your communication to be heard. But the thing is, how they know you. Okay, think about the brands you like most. For example, all right, let's talk about company branding. Coca-Cola. Okay, you may drink it with friends, or you may drink it when your energy down, because they have a clear branding, then they give you energy. It's about to enjoy the moment. All right, you may be, now using your iPhone versus Samsung. Why? Maybe you like the design of it, the durability of it, or it's positioned as the key leader, so you don't want to be seen as lagging behind. It's about how you want to get known. Even persons are like that, not only products. It needs to be original. If someone copy you, is that wrong? And you should also not copy from anyone else. You may say, hey, Tracy, this is very hard. There are just too many life coaches there. We all talk about, hey, we help you to get authenticity. We help you get clarity. So then the outcome is the same. How can I be original? Do you feel that's hard? If you feel this is really hard, you can mention it in the chat box. I hope we can have some time to answer those questions. And particularly for some of you already asked questions like what you want to focus on, what you want to get out of today. All right, we'll come back to those. But my my clients usually ask this question, how to have original content, all right? I would say, okay, there are many people in the world, but it's like clothing as well. Why are we all judging differently? Okay. There are, different fashion brands. There are different, garment brands. Why are you liking some brands more than the others? Okay, it relates to something I'll later tell you, it's 4P. Then it needs to have a clear audience. If you don't have an audience in mind, then you cannot leverage your brand. You just be a friendly person with your groups, okay? But the target audience, meaning they would be your target client, okay? It could be your target hirer, people you really want them to connect to you, and then you can have a goal. So then for personal branding, in front of you, you have this shooting board. Which number would you shoot? Would you aim? Of course, we want to aim for 10, right? So then it needs to have a clear goal in mind. If you don't have a clear goal, then if you don't have a target audience, it's very, very hard for you to leverage your personal brand. So those are the prerequisites, okay? And then my question to you guys, you can, have a think later, is about how you want others to think of you. And then what about how you want them to think of you? Any gaps in between? Can you identify any gaps? If yes, then you should bridge those gaps. It will become your personal branding goals. Are you with me? Okay, it's a little philosophical, but I hope that we can, do some exercise later. But now start from thinking about how people are thinking of you. Okay, do you know at all? If not, how about just give a call with your previous clients and then ask them, hey, what are they doing? All right, how are they thinking about me? Then how are we building our personal brand? Here we have 5 steps to build our personal brand. The first one is like, we call it the STAR approach in brand building. The first one is about our professional knowledge. What do we know? Say, for example, we come from a business background, we then have a coaching qualifications, we become a coach. So the knowledge, the experience, nobody can take it away from us. The second most important is our mindset. Are you ready to really leverage on your personal goals? Are you ready to really build your personal brand? Because the mindset will make a huge difference, all right? Then later we have our circle. Like I mentioned to you, do you know where your audience is mingling? Where are they locating? Okay. Please be there with them, for them, connect with them. If they're online, go online with them. What channels, what tools they use, you follow. And then later, also build your style and appearance. It needs to be consistent. I have one client ask me, hey, I always wear black. Is that boring? Of course, black may be boring, but maybe you have always a similar like jewelry, hairstyle, you want to look authentic, and then they can recognize you, all right? And then later, you also have the last one is the most important one. It's the communications. You want to be, have consistent, very consistent in your communications. Anybody know how many times we need to be in front of someone so then they remember us? Anybody know? Have a guess. From a branding perspective, how many times we need? Type in the chat box if you can. So we have 2 messages. We have, okay, 30 times, 7 times. And then it's like at least one at every week. Good guess. Rajesh 6 to 7 times, Beatrice 30 times, 7 Pooja. All right, then you guys make good guess. Yes, from a branding perspective, you need to be in front of the same person around 8 times, we say 8 times meeting. Wow, do I need to, knock the door for 10 times, 8 times? No. But for example, first of all, the person finds you on LinkedIn. That's the one time. And then he or she will initiate a call with you, like a chemistry coaching call. The second time, then maybe you can arrange a coffee 3 times, all right? And then they start receiving email from you 4 times, maybe social media posts 5 times. And then you really meet the clients 6 times. When you are good, you like them, the 7th time. And then the first coaching, the 8th time, you see them, they will start following you and trust you. So try to think about, are you building your strategy to touch your target audience multiple times? All right, that is important. And that's why you need a very consistent style and appearance, communications, be in the circle consistently, and then have the mindset and showcase your knowledge. This is, I would say, as a gist, the most important thing I would like to share with you by brand building. You need a star approach in your brand building. And how you want to be seen, I want to, emphasize the importance of image, all right? You can't just randomly show up to the meeting. Always build your brand. Like me, I like to make use of black and red, and that is my powerful color. So whenever I meet people, I go on stage, I like to, add a shade of red that makes me inject energy to myself and it make the whole crowd more energetic, and they feel they can recognize me. And we use also brand color as well. So try to think about the color, how you want them think about you, because color, in fact, is one of the easiest way. Today, the second tip I want to tell you is make use of color. By building our coaching practice, in fact, color give a quick, I would say, it's like makeup, all right? Or lipstick, the power of lipstick among ladies, if you know what I mean, or if the power of a tie, or glasses when women, when gentlemen go to have a meeting. You want to make sure you make good use of color. I'm just listing some commonly known color, commonly used color here. For example, if you want to build a sense of calming, healing process in your coaching, turquoise will be a great color. You don't want to use magenta in your healing process because that essentially is very vibrant and too, shocking at times, right? So if you want a calming, think about turquoise, green, yellow, orange. These are the good colors. If you want to inject energy like me, when I want people to come to coach with me, that I inject energy, wisdom, creativity with them. So I always use red, purple, and blue. What colors are you are using in your coaching practice? Look at your social media sites. Okay, look at your Instagram page. Do you use color? Are you using this color consistently? Remember, consistent use, it's very important for us to deliver a key brand positioning. Make sense? Then I need to move on because of the time, but then I want to, talk about after we have tips to be seen, right? You want to be seen 8 times to leave an impression with a consistent color, talk consistently. How do we talk consistently? You want to make sure you build your brand. Just now, some of you say, hey, it's very hard to articulate my uniqueness. I suggest you build your brand story by thinking about your brand personality. You would say, what do you mean by brand personality? How about this? It's a quick one, right? I give you, can we have 3 minutes? All right, you guys are great. So I just use very short time to you. Have a think, on these boxes. Can you give an answer to each of these boxes? All right, and then 3 minutes later, I can ask some of you to share. How about that? What you want, what have you done? Okay, what have you written down? So can we start from, a little self-reflection? What kind of brand personality we have by answering these 6 boxes, all right? Jot down in your notes, or you can, even in your chat box, you can share, type it in your chat box. I'm okay with it. You can share with us all. Or 3 minutes later, I can ask you to share. I can ask some of you to share. Or if you really want to share, you can raise your hand. Okay? So 3 minutes time. Start from now. Okay, 3 minutes gone. We have two. Is that hard? Okay, Anna, you raise your hand. You want to share?
Yes, I do. Quite a fun exercise. So in terms of personality, I think I'm very welcoming. I have this compassionate personality. I am brave, honest, and fun. So that's what defines me as a person. Uh, my passion is
Yes.
people. My
Yeah,
passion is
people.
people. So I love working with people. My proudest moment, therefore, is when the other person succeeds. So my high or my turn on is when
Mm,
other people get success, whatever their
yeah.
version of success is, and therefore I get energized when I see the people having the results, and I also love the quiet moments when I am reading and reflecting. So my own personal growth. Um, my strengths include resilience as top of the list. Then I, of course, compassion. There's a lot of intuition, and I can be compassionately very honest. So I can give my point of view without being rude and without, really stabbing the person in the heart while sharing my point of view. And the value that I bring to other people is basically the insights and reflections that I'm able to generate within them and with my own self. And as
Mm.
I said, a more compassionate point of view and reframe of negative into positive. So that point of view comes in with compassion. So yeah.
Ah, okay. Thank you so much. You mentioned everything it's around people, okay?
Yep.
Am I correct?
Yeah. Yes.
What is the underlying reason? Why, how you find you connect with the people and why, I would like to hear more.
How do I connect with people and why? Is that your
Yeah,
question? Okay.
yeah.
Um, so I've been in sales and marketing all my life. It's all about people, right?
Mm,
And I've learned that my success is never going to be alone. It can never happen in a silo. So my
mm-hmm.
success highly relies on people being successful in their objectives. So when you're selling
Yeah,
something, the only success that you can have in sales is when the other person finds value in your product. So people
yes.
come naturally then, right? And so it's all about people. And then on a personal space in the coaching space, and I've been teaching that shift in perspectives, that value addition, that light in the eyes, that really makes me fulfilled. I feel really filled inside me that I've done something with my life today. So even if one person is able to get a
Mm.
productive moment out of me, I think I've fulfilled my purpose. So my purpose is around people actually. My
Ah,
purpose
okay.
is built around um, adding value to people's lives in whatever interactions that I have. I've actually written down that if I have a 30-minute interaction with someone anywhere, it should add
Mm-hmm.
value to that person's life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
I
I
like
mean,
that.
I'll
You
give you, I'll
mentioned
give you,
that.
I'll give you a
Yeah.
personal anecdote. I used to be very quiet as a person when I would travel via airplanes or something. But because I've found the purpose and because I found these things, now when I sit in a flight, I will connect with the person next to me. I will talk to the person and add something or the other
Mm-hmm.
of value to that person. So every interaction has to have some positive impact.
Ah. Okay, I like, so for example, let's use Anand as an example. Thank you very much for sharing. What he said is very focused, and I think, you are not the first time, answering these sort of questions. Why I give you all these 6 boxes, it's that many times when we sit down with clients, when I ask them, what's your purpose, what's your value, and then they will be like, I don't know. But these are the little, steps that we break down to nurture the conversations. So then I like what you say, your purpose. You used to be in your so are you still doing your marketing job now? Sales job? No? Yes.
I
So
I
but
am. I am.
so you are, by being in marketing and sales, you also do coaching. Am I correct?
Yes.
Or yes. So then you will see the joy you gained through your just normal routine job, or maybe doing it with system, versus when you really work with a person and you see them grow to develop, and then you feel you have an impact, right? What I hear from you. And And
Yes.
that defines purpose, all right? That is why my suggestion just now to all of you is, although it would be very overwhelming to ask, hey, what is your brand what is your brand personality? What's your purpose? What's your value? It's so hard to understand. But by breaking it down, okay, what brings you joy? What makes you never ever felt tired? See, for example, I'm a communications person. I always find myself, should I go back to a corporate job? Should I continue with coaching? In fact, I went through this exercise myself. I really enjoy talking to people like you here. I can even do it for free, like what I'm doing now. I enjoy, influencing and helping others who get hurt. So then not only really, I don't like working with a company, with a corporate to make them make money. I like to work with people to see them grow and develop. And that is, I think, you and I connect on that front end. So when you really talk about what you care, what you really like, what's your passion, what energizes you, that instantly can connect with people who trust and have similar beliefs in you. So by coaching others, in fact, I'm not sure if you have any experience, please feel free to share in the chat box of you. Have you ever coached anybody who does not share similar values, purposes with you? It's vastly different, totally opposite. Have you ever done that? If it is successful or not? What did you find it hard? Did you find it very hard to connect? Because usually, all right, or usually people would, because they choose coaches like, they see apples. There are a lot of apples in the supermarket. Which apple would they choose? They would choose the one they feel nice to them. So then by feeling that nice elements, usually it's by our brand personality. And many people would tend to pick those coaches who share, maybe same language or same background or same profession or same values or same, strength with them. We usually have some sort of similarity with our coachee. I'm not sure if you find it. There will be something to connect you all. That's why it's very hard, very, very important for coaches like us to really break down what we like, what is our strengths, what we don't like, what we do, how we interact, what is our profession, be more vocal. And I will put more pressure on you versus many of my clients, is that because by coaching other clients, we must be vocal. So then, because we are literally selling our services, which is very personal and intangible. How we connect with our coachee, we can look at delivering a very clear, concise, and consistent brand personality conversations. Try it, all right? It will be easier for you to find ideal clients. Yeah, okay, someone challenged. Okay, don't find it hard to coach them as it's not about me, it's about them. Exactly, all right? When you connect, when you engage in a coaching contract, in a coaching relationship already, it's not that hard. I have my, in fact, I have another coaching clients later today. It's very, very different. We are really different, but there will be something that connects you, okay? Could be your background, could be the ideal outcome, okay? The ideal outcome could be your positioning as a coach, which I'll bring it to you soon. Positioning. The positioning is we clearly communicate our brand promise. That means, what do we deliver? By people coaching with us, what do they get? Okay, how are we doing differently versus our competitors? Could be you all, okay? In this room, we have competing coaches, am I correct, right? Because usually a coaching relationship is one-to-one. One sign up with A, he or she may not sign up with B, okay? Then and that is how important for us to really think about our differentiator, because usually a coaching relationship is highly personalized and the service is intangible. Then, okay, how can we strengthen our brand? My suggestion to you, Natalie, now wearing my branding hat, I was thinking, you can think about whether you would like to position yourself in one of these by wearing my branding person hat. Usually there are 10 commonly used branding position, like for example, brand attributes. Hey, I am a very friendly coach, all right, or I own an attribute being being modern, all right? Everything I use is very modern. So then you want to own that modern attributes, or you want to say technological transformation. I want to own that attribute, transformation. Then you want to make sure you own it throughout 360, or you only target a specific group. I have a client, he only target board members, okay, in his practice. So that's very specific. He wants to coach board members in Asia listing company. That's a very specific group. Or you can be the first. Are you, for example, I have a client in, not a client, but the contact, he is doing, coaching on the metaverse space. So you want to be the first one, all right? If you are really leading it, you have the very first ever offering, own it. Or you can say, hey, be the challenger. There are thousands of, lifestyle or health nutrition coaches out there. My suggestion, my approach is so you challenge it, or you build a better solutions even. All right. Or you can show your magic. Keep telling your clients successful stories, how people coach with you, what changes they have, and how they enjoy life, or they get the outcome. So show your magic. Or sometimes we have seen clients, they like processes, particularly if you want to work with companies who hire coaches. You demonstrate a process, 5-step process, 7 steps. Then they can see, they can feel, all right, when they work with you, they know what is coming up. All right. So the steps can give clarity for those who are more focused on that. Or you can play with scarcity. I'm not sure if you've seen, some coaches will say, hey, I only come to India once a year. Every year, June, I'll be there. Then you'll immediately sign up, all right? Because after June, he or she is not coming again. So the scarcity is always interesting. Or very often we see that people try to align the brand with a good cause. Like what you mentioned, my purpose is to help people grow, develop the world, or we develop future leaders. So this is like a good cause. Usually there are many people own and keep positioning themselves in this 10 branding. So have a think whether you want to try with this. I can give you an example, right? Steve Jobs, definitely the first one. All right. Now I'm using my iPhone with me. All right. It's from Steve. Then we have Team. So what's the difference between Steve and Team? Team is the solution guy. He builds steps. He may not be the innovative person, but he has the solution to keep the business running. Or you can see, Michelle Obama, she's so charming, and she showed her magic by, hey, advocating how ladies should stand up on their own background. All right. And then we also have, Sharon, that is a CEO of Meta. Then a lot of good cause encouraging ladies to lean in, to speak up, to, have a bigger role in the organization. Or we have this Christine Lagarde. She totally owns a brand attribute. She's so consistent, from now versus 10 years, 20 years ago, she's always in this sort of suit, color, and hairstyle. She owns the attribute being very, firm, professional, and no rubbish, no BS from her mouth. And then here is one of the I'm from Hong Kong, right? So I want to introduce you, in case you don't know, is Li Ka-shing, one of the world richest tycoon and Hong Kong top richest person as well. He owns a brand of being consistent, all right, in her product identity. But at the same time, we have seen now this is the 3rd generation of the Chang family. He came from a very, very rich background. He's a grandson of one of the richest person in the family in the whole Hong Kong and Asia, right? He's a property developer, but he doesn't want to be seen as just the, gold digging boy. Then he wants to change the game. He introduced, lifestyle, modern design to the company's property. Or of course, if you are, having very great power, then like Maxi, be a leader. All right. Or even like Lady Gaga, she's showing us her magic from, playing a piano in bar, and then Lady Gaga 15 years ago, rocking everybody, by her bad romance songs. And now she evolved to a very elegant lady, talk about, her own pain, to join, in movies and still composing her music, but the positioning vastly changed. So that's why our own brand can also change, all right? You don't need to fix, hey, but I always am this person. Don't worry. You can try to evolve and your brand will change. That's why my question back to you all is how you want to be known. How you want to be known does not need to be complicated. You want to focus on very simple idea, all right? Just think about one thing. You can even type in the chat box, let me know what is the one single thing you want others to think of you. For example, just now, Annan say, hey, people. I want the people to think about me being people. Maybe it's not concrete and specific enough. What kind of people changing ability or magic you are going for, all right? What's the one thing you want people to remember you? Imagine you are not in the room, they're talking about you. How you want to be defined, all right? Hey, have you seen that coach? What coach? Tracy, what's that coach for? Oh, maybe, she's always very upbeat and she talk about branding as well, and she coaches on executive presence. So, oh, that would be great. That is my brand, right? I want people to think about me that way. I want people to think that I coach people with their communications. So that's I hope that I can build that reputation. How we can, define that, it's about our personal branding statement. Have you ever think about a statement that define your brand, help you communicate your values, and also your differentiator, your promises? Just now we talk about your brand personality, all right? I was asking you guys to take 3 minutes to self-reflect. What do you want to, what are your strengths? What's your passion? What you can do without even get paid? What sort of things that you can do consistently without feeling tired? Those are your values, and then your passion. Then you bring it to your brand, communicate it. From that, in your coaching offering perspective, what are the promises you give? It's like this, okay? Your profession, your background, no one can take away from you, like I mentioned. Your personality is how you are different from others. There are thousands of coaches out there, but not many as, active or listening or, calming as you, all right? So the personality immediately push your brand up one level. Then if we can consistently know not only a calming personality you also have a passion to really work with people from the mindset to the profession. You want them to see them grow in that sense. So that will be a passion and purpose. By communicating this 4P together, your profession, personality, passion and purpose, then you can define much better brand for yourself. That will have a much easier, then you will not be just seen as one of the life coaches or one of the business coaches. You will have a brand to present yourself. So this is how we structure it, all right? How I would say, you can, use this structure to construct your statement. For example, I'm Tracy, I'm from Hong Kong, I'm an executive presence coach. I support, leaders, entrepreneurs, and business owners who want to get heard and stand out from the crowd, but they feel they don't have the narrative. They feel they don't have time to create a content, or they don't even know what positioning is. So then I will work with them to communicate clearly, all right? And then I work with them from mindset to the image to the narrative. So then they can they can connect with their audience, make sales, and rise to the next level with consistent messaging, image, and confidence. Unlike all the others, communications coaches, I value personal branding. So I really work with the persons, connect them to personality, to the values they offer, and then the clients can build a very authentic message as we go. So this is how you follow this structure slowly to talk about your brand. Can I invite, someone to just test it? Anybody wants to have a test with this structure? Can I invite maybe 2 of you? Ruchika, you mentioned you're also doing something similar. Are you here? Can you turn on your camera and your mic? And then let's give it a try. Because you said you also use different exercise, and then you suggest, okay, the proudest moment of what brings in happiness. How about we listen to you? What's your personal branding statement? You want to try using this framework?
Sure. I will not be able to turn on the camera though, but can give it a shot right now for this exercise.
What do you mean?
I will not be able to turn on the camera right now, but I am happy to take up this exercise with you with the mic on and no camera. I hope that's okay.
Sure, sure, sure. You can go ahead then. Don't worry. It's okay. You can. So how about you start, introducing yourself with it with the structure I provided here?
Okay, okay. Hi, I'm Ruchika, and I support entrepreneurs who are building their marketing and branding
Mm-hmm.
strategies,
Mm-hmm.
want to create a niche for themselves and reach out to more customers
Mm-hmm.
by, so let's just say if it is a health or wellness startup, so by by targeting their particular attribute so that they get people, so that they get more sign-ups for their community. So that's one of the way I would do. Or one thing that I use right now is I help people unlock their potential so that they are successful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so these are the two things I use right now.
So you want to, and then in that case, why do they need to consider you when they start their own business, when they are, thinking of marketing or support? Why they should come? Why the benefits? Have about like here. What is the benefits from getting from you instead of others?
So one of the benefits that I really talk of is that I have been an entrepreneur myself and from the same background. So this is what I want to the unique proposition as well. So I just say that have been an entrepreneur by chance and have built my brand, building case studies around it. So this is how they will benefit from it.
Okay, so that is a good one. That means the differentiator is that unlike other, branding person, communication person, they work for agency, they work for companies, and then they treat you like one of the clients. I went through this. Okay, I know your pain point. I know what are the challenges you have. So then let me help you, right? So then your differentiator is your experience. You sell a similar journey, you sell the boat, so that you're like navigating for your clients. Okay, because what I heard from you, what you have done, what you are doing, everybody can say the same thing. Like I mentioned, right? The 4P, the personality and the passion and purpose are the essence. The professional background is there, it's important, but it cannot differentiate yourself as strong as you said, because I was there, I did it. I know how it works. I know what it takes. So that is even stronger than what you told us in the beginning. Make sense?
It does. It does. Thank you so much.
And can we have time to listen to one more? Can we have Thierry here? Thierry, you said you are energetic. Let's feel the room with lots of energy before the end of the session.
Yes, I can give it a try.
Yes,
Okay.
please.
So, in fact, I just started, but wasn't able to finish. So I am Thierry Dallance. I support teams and executives. I would say I support direction teams, like steering committees. We say like top level.
Yeah.
Increase who want to increase their performance by this is where I start. But what I'm delivering is coaching. Not too long, pretty effective, like packages of a few sessions, and then we can see if we can move on. So I don't know exactly what I would like to say here. My value proposition would be really I want in a short span of time to make change happen. This is what I do with already. I'm pretty new in coaching, but seasoned in the business area, and this is where I can be effective. So I would say by activating change, by supporting a change, an effective change process, something like that. They can increase their performance while gaining more energy. I would like to have energy somewhere because this is really about me. And I've been working in the energy field for many times, energy efficiency. So energy is key for me.
Okay.
You know, it's like I've been working to increase energy efficiency in industry, and now I would like to increase energy, collective energy performance of teams in the human field. So that's about it.
So that means your professional experience on energy is can I say that is a differentiator?
Oh yes, I can tell you.
Yeah, exactly. I
It's
feel
a key
that's right.
differentiator for me. And people say of me that I am energetic. I know it. They say, I like your energy.
Yeah.
So this popped up. I really did appreciate your 6 questions. It was very smart and straight to the point. And so I really believe there is a very strong connection there between my professional background, who I am, and what I want to deliver.
Okay. That is so for your branding statement, right? And
Yeah.
I couldn't get it clearly. So who is your main ideal client, Thierry?
Ideal clients are the board members in not necessarily large companies because I'm starting, but however, people who decide, who like the top 5, 6 people in any companies. I also would like to work with more operational teams, such as commercial teams, operational teams, because I've been head of this kind of teams in my career. But I've been a member of board for 15 years, and I saw how it was difficult for boards to move on and be
Yeah.
really there. So very often they are very ineffective for many reasons. Some it can be political reasons or anything. And I really want to help them to overcome these challenges and really deliver more decisions, better design, and so on.
Okay, so for you, and then I think someone also asked me that about transition. All right, if you are in a transition like Thierry, it's what I heard from you. You're new to the coaching game. You have so much professional experience, and you will have a challenge as well. As like a newbie. All right, but we always say we always have that don't let your profession become your baggage. All right, become your asset. It shouldn't go to the debt side. It should go to the credit side, not the debit side.
Okay.
All right. Many people say, but coaching doesn't, relate to what I've done. But your previous profession shaped you to who you are today as well. It sort of refines and defines your strengths. So bring that strengths out. Then explain to your clients by working with me. Although I used to be, for example, I used to be an analyst. All right, but that means I take details seriously. I never ever say, so for example, like that, I'm just, making it up. But then what I mean is think about your previous profession or your current profession. If you are transitioning to a coaching career, look at your strengths and then go back to the, even brand personality statement we went through. Think about the strengths and then build it to be your differentiator, put it in your brand statement here. Then you have something to tell your clients. Make sure you have a clear audience mapped out. Then you can connect with them much easier. Okay, so I hope that helps. This is a very, very key tip. I work with many people in the transition from usually from a corporate life to an entrepreneurial journey when they think about personal training. But don't think about your previous background is a baggage. Is an asset, all right? And how to define you is important. I'm aware of time. I saw, someone already needed to go. My apologies for, the tech hiccup we experienced with the team before. So I hope that, we gave you the time, we compensated, that I hope that you all learned something. What did we cover today? We cover, how to be seen, be heard, and be known. How you build your brand personality so that you can stand out with consistent messaging, bring it to your brand statement so then you can have a clear positioning, right? We talk about a lot of, branding things how to bring it back to your personality, your coaching practice. Essentially, it's really about you, okay? So then by personal branding, you don't need to overthink, right? As long as you have a face, you have a brand, trust me. If you don't know, ask around how people perceive you now. Any gaps, go back to the goal setting. And then communicate your differentiator, like theory, about you are energetic and you are from energy background. Play with that words, play with the game. Or Anna, like people is your purpose, all right? Or like Rashida is about your experience, what you went through. These are your differentiator. Don't undersell this. Be vocal on that, and then create a desirable perception for your key stakeholders. Connect with them. On that we can create a much more authentic brand instead of copying others' copywriting. Okay. I hope that makes sense. And in the interest of time, my apologies, we can't, take any other questions, but connect with me on LinkedIn. This is my LinkedIn QR code. We should keep in touch. And I'm also, in the Ayudhya coaching circle. If you are there, say hi, and then we can connect. Feel free to WhatsApp me here. This is my WhatsApp, email, as well as QR code. Okay. So that's it. Shall I give the time back to team Ayudhya? Do we need to take a group picture or something?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, why not? To capture our brand. For those who can turn on your camera, please.
Just change the settings. Give me a second.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you everyone for joining.
Yes.
Thank you, Tracy, for making the time out. Thank you so much.
Okay. Oh, I didn't look into the camera. Can you do one more time?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Cheers.
Okay, bye.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank
Keep
you.
in touch.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.